Welcome back to the Ridgeline Hunting Podcast, brought to you by Phelps Game Calls, with your hosts, David Crane and David Sandana.
All right, everybody, we are here at Rock Creek Archery with Thomas. Thomas, how you doing?
Good. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good. Now, you are the new owner of Rock Creek Archery.
Sir.
When did this all come about, and how did it come about?
So, Rock Creek Archery part was just kind of a passionate thing. So, I had a buddy of mine that's owned it for about 11 and a half years now, and I've been wanting to buy it for about 3 years. And it just didn't work out. I've got another product, the PSG Universal Rack in the outdoor industry. I do a lot in the outdoor industry, and this is just another add-on to the passion, right? Just to kind of like fuel that passion. And something I always want to do because I have a bigger vision for it, even what he had going and other archery shops going. So this year, about October 25th or so, he called me up. He says, "Hey, you still want the shop?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you want to make a deal?" I said, "You know my deal." I said, "You know what I'm willing to do." I said, "So what do you think?" He goes, "You come in today, I'll hand you the keys." I'm like, "Done." So, and it happened just like that. And I was just like, shit, what am I doing? I'm like, I wasn't ready for it. I mean, it's November 1st, 2022, after everything that just happened the last couple of years, a lot of businesses going under. Contractors and other businesses that I work with consulting wise, I've been able to get them through the last 2 years. They've had their best years, but now coming into a business that, no marketing, 11 years of reputation, but how and why would you jump into that, right? It's got to be passion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
There's no other way to do it. You wouldn't put yourself in a position like that if it didn't actually, light the flame a little bit hotter inside of you. So,
No, that is awesome. Yeah, I actually didn't know I thought it was more recent than that. So,
that I bought it.
yeah,
Yeah, it was 2 months ago.
I thought it was just like at the end of November.
Oh no, I took over November 1st. So
Oh,
November
okay.
1st
So,
was
I
the
mean,
day.
it's fairly
So
close.
you're right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
literally within less than 2 months. But slowest month of the year for retail for archery is October, November, and we might have somebody coming in.
All right, Thomas. Well, we had someone come in, and now we don't know where we were.
So you got to meet. Well, you met him before, so that was the
Yeah.
original owner that just popped in. We were just bullshitting for a little bit, but we were talking about just the passion about taking this over and why and where. And one of the biggest things is when I look at archery. So I've been shooting a bow since I was about 8, and back in Michigan, originally born and raised in Michigan. I've been out Washington 14 years now, but it's always been something that I've enjoyed a lot and never really thought about owning a business, right, that has archery to do with it, especially as hard as you hear it is for pro shops, especially these days with all the online sales and everything else you can do. But my bigger vision in doing this, it isn't just to have this shop, right? It's not just to be able to supply top quality products to people that want an elite bow shop. They want to come to a pro shop for a reason because they don't want to go to a big box store. They want their equipment worked on by a professional. They want to buy high end, better equipment, but it's to expand to be able to offer free classes for kids, introductory classes. I want to be able to start doing that within the next 3 years to where it's free and they can just come in and do it. And I can actually, cover the costs on that to expand into the largest indoor 3D range in the Pacific Northwest. I want to have 100 targets at 60 yards.
Oh man, that would be fantastic.
So, I mean, could you imagine walking into a place like that that's open 7 days a week for people to come and shoot, whether you wanted to shoot 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60?
I can imagine it. Yeah, I can imagine it, but actually seeing it and have it come to fruition, that's a hard one. That would be awesome. I think it would be so dang busy that you wouldn't even know what to do with it.
and that's part of the hope, right? Like I'm not doing this to build myself into a job or back myself into a job. I've got 2 employees right now. I come in when I want to come in because I enjoy it, not because I have to. I own a couple other companies. They're the what pays the bills. This, fuels the passion, like I said before. But having that vision, even to a 45-yard indoor range, gives you a little bit more than anybody else has ever offered.
Yeah.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Look, there's nothing around. Like, there's a phenomenal facility down in Lacey. I know the owners. He's a great guy. He did some great stuff down there. He's got 24-hour access, which that's what I want here too. So I've already looked at buildings. I'm always looking for ideas, especially from other archers, other hunters. Like, what would you like to see in a pro shop and a range?
Well, for me, you know, this shop and range is perfect. But for the future, if that's exactly what you want to do, you want something that can reach out to that 45 range. I'm not a spot shooter. I'm not. I shoot my bow to hunt. I don't shoot my bow to shoot spots. But there is a training in shooting spots. You're gonna perfect your form. You're gonna be able to hold on those targets and be able to make a perfect shot. I think there's something with that, but that's not how I typically train. So if you were to able to get a facility that had 45 yards, I'd probably be. My wife would be calling me up all the time. Where the hell are you at?
Range again.
Yeah, you know where I'm at. Only because for me, those are the ranges that I'm going to be shooting my bow in the outdoors. And that would be, I know I'm not the only person that would be in there. That's for sure. I think there'd be a long line and list of people that are going to be in that indoor. So yeah, I hope that happens.
and it's a 3-year vision, right? But I had to start with this.
And this is awesome. I mean, yeah, this facility is wide. I mean, the ceilings are tall. It's open, so you don't feel like you're crammed. You walk in, and I mean, there's everything right here in the shop, and we can go over that too. So we are at Rock Creek Archery. This is in Tukwila, Washington. So what do you have here in the shop for archers?
So one thing before I go down that road, I want to add.
No, that's fine.
With the shooting, we're literally standing on mats right now. I got an assault air bike here. I got a jump block, a slam ball, some ropes. So I support First Form Outdoors with Jake Arball and those guys, and they did the knockdown challenge.
Oh yeah.
November, to where you do a certain workout. So I want to make this open to things like that. So I actually had a couple people come in and do their knockdown challenge here in the facility because they had the ability to do their push-ups, do their air squats, jump on the bike if they wanted to, and shoot the 20 yards. And if nobody's in here, you could back up to the front door and you can shoot 30 yards.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I do shoot 30 yards when I come in before I open.
That's perfect.
And then another thing that I'm looking at doing, which I would love to get your listeners' response to this, is something I thought about with my kids, because this is me and my kids. Me and my middle daughter and my son do this. And but it's doing a mini 3D extreme. So what we were thinking about doing is doing 25 small 3D targets from like a marmot to a turkey spread out in a 20-yard section.
Oh.
So standing here where you are right now, you'd see 25 different targets, and it'd be a money shoot. So Sundays, we do mini extreme Sundays. So we do a 4-hour money shoot for 3D shoots.
That would be fun.
3 yards out to 20 yards, right? So,
sign me up. I'm in. I know a couple guys that would do it right now.
Okay. And
no problem.
I thought about it, but I haven't put it out there because it's like, I would shoot it, but then other people, it's 3 yards, 20 yards. How hard is that? But do you know how many people miss at under 10 yards?
Oh, a lot. I did the 3D archery challenge, and there are some blown up arrows at like 15 feet because they don't know where to shoot.
Yeah, it's like, do I use my 40 pin or what do I use?
Yeah.
How close am I? So those are just a couple little things that I want to add to the archer's experience when they come in, right? You can come in, you can work out, shoot, you can come in, do some of the 3D shoots. Like, we're going to have a lot of different things going.
See, that already is completely different than any other archery shop here in Washington State, or at least on the West Coast.
Oh, 100%. I haven't found anybody that does that.
No, not at all.
There's no extra charge for it. And I also have 2D targets by Dead Nuts Targets. Corey Daniels, a good friend of mine. So I have like a bear and a turkey. So if you want to shoot realistic targets, we pop the actual 2D target up on the target so you can actually have the correct size. And even though it's not a 3D, it gives you the experience of shooting at an animal at the yardage that actually gives you the size to place.
So my previous statement of me saying that I wouldn't be in here shooting 20 yards, that is very false right now. No, yeah, I'm just playing around, but that is awesome.
Yeah, so I'll show you that when we get off the podcast. So
yeah, I'll take pictures so everybody can see it up on the Instagram page. But yeah, this is gonna be fantastic. I think your vision of just this spot that you have is we just need to get people in here.
We've got classes going on Saturdays for kids right now. You can buy a 4-pack or you can buy singles, but we've got 2 different hour classes, 10 to 11, then 3 to 4 for kids, and then 4 to 5 for adults. We got a class 2 instructor that comes in that does those classes. We're going to be starting leagues up. We went to start leagues, but there was too many other leagues going on. Didn't get a lot of response, so we're going to wait until after the year. But we want to start money leagues to where pay a set price, and then at the end it's going to be a shootout, and you're going to be able to win possibly a bow or maybe an electric scooter, instead of doing these $10 or $15 a night and split the pot and the same guys or girls win every night because they shoot lights out. This gives the average shooter a chance to be able to come in at the 6th week after a league and have a chance to win a
So
prize.
me with my hunting bow, there's a chance.
100%. Yes. Kind of like Dumb and Dumber, right? So you're saying I have a chance. So.
Yep, exactly.
So, and there'll be different classifications and stuff, but there's things like that I put out there, and people are like, oh no, this and that. But everybody's stuck in the 20-year mindset, right, of what we've done as archers inside of target shooting or inside of pro shops for so many years. It's like, let's open up and expand a little bit. Let's have some fun with this. Like we're a dying breed as hunters in general, let alone archery, right? Whether it's target or hunting. And that's something that we got to reignite and really need to start supporting and getting more people involved by making it fun. And, one of the things I do here is I rent recurves and arrows like a bowling alley, but I tell people it's better because it's with bow and arrows, not balls and pins, right? So you can come for $45. Somebody can rent a bow, 3 arrows, and an hour shooting. So you can do birthday parties, group trainings, leadership group, team building. There's a lot of different things that people just don't think about, and they stick to the old pro shop. That's it, right? But you can do so much more.
Yeah, this is basically the start of the evolving of archery for that vision. And man, I'm all in.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm all in for sure. That's exactly what archery needs, and that's what our outdoor passion needs is this evolving of archery, and it's going to start right here.
Oh yeah. So you were asking about products and stuff that we carry too. So
yeah, if people are in the West Coast of Washington or the Seattle area, shoot, we live in Puyallup.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we drive up and we do ship. There's a lot of things I can ship and do mail order, but like we do Baku e-bikes and scooters.
Yep.
We're the #1 spot for getting Baku e-bikes and scooters in the Pacific Northwest. I know the owners very well. I also deal with Quiet Cat and Rambo and a few other bikes, but that's our primary to go. And another thing that we're looking at adding is the capability of renting them out of here, because we got a 28-mile trail next to this, and or renting bikes out for like weekends or hunts to people is something I'm going to get into next year. So somebody could come and rent a bike for their 5-day hunt and then bring it back.
Oh my gosh.
Policy.
I wish this was already happening this past year.
Right?
I did like 120 miles on a regular mountain bike. Oh yeah. My legs were messed up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be fantastic. And these bikes are beautiful. I'm always pissed off when someone goes flying by me in one of those. So yeah, I'd be all aboard on that.
So it's just another part, right? Another piece of the puzzle. It's like, at some point we're going to create something pretty awesome. And then with the products we sell too, the bow lines we have right now, Darton, PSE, Bowtech, Elite, Diamond, Martin, and Obsession. So we got a good variety there. We will be carrying crossbows come probably March, and we do allow crossbows to be shot in here. So a lot of archery ranges don't. So we'll allow crossbows to be shot also. And then everything from, your arrows to your broadheads to fletchings to 6 a.m. outdoor gear with your quilts.
Fantastic.
Phenomenal. Tristan's an amazing man. So, and his product's even better. So,
yeah.
But, we have his products, the PSG Universal Rack, which formerly was known as Gator Grip Rack System. I own that. I own the patent. I produce it here in the United States. It's rated the #1 bow gun utility rack out there for ATVs, quads, boats, bikes, whatever you can use it for. We sell them here right now. Just putting this out there even through the beginning of the year, but it's buy one, get one free.
Oh, hey, there you go.
So, but, and we're a full functioning pro shop. Like we can tune, we can do strings, we can order anything you want. If we don't have what you want, we can order it. So there's a lot of different things you can do with coming to our shop versus going to just a standard box store or somewhere that just only sells bows and doesn't have the indoor range. Or, we've got a chrono if you want to come in. We do charge for it just because, it costs money to buy them when people hit it and break it.
Yeah, that's terrible.
You can come in, paper tune it. There's just a lot of stuff you can do in here, and a lot of different products that we have, even bag targets and sights, releases, anything else.
Yeah, it's definitely like a one-stop shop. You have anything and everything here at the shop, which is awesome.
Yeah, for the basic need, though. We're not like some of these stores that have like 1,800 SKUs, right? Where you walk in and you feel like you're at Walmart for archery. You're like, oh, what do I need? It's the stuff that we have in here is stuff I've used personally and I believe in, and friends and family of mine that have used personally and believe in. So I'm not looking at, having 300 or 3,000 different products in here. It's more like I just want to have quality and I want to have enough of it to where you have a choice.
Right.
So we just had some people walk in here.
Oh, we gotta pass this. Hey everybody, if you are looking for a game call that is elk, turkey, deer, predator calls, waterfowl calls, we highly recommend PhillipsGameCalls.com. Professional grade game calls made for every hunter. All right, and we're back.
Yes, so got a couple people renting some bows and shooting at the range right here. Got them all set up. So
yeah, so if you hear anything in the background like that, it's just people out here doing their thing, new archers, and that's awesome.
Well, that's one of the things with the rentals, right? It's like I've seen it before, but not really publicized as anybody can shoot.
Mm.
I mean, archery is one of the oldest sports that you could think of if you go back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's like anybody could pick up a string and a stick and make a bow, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, I remember doing that when I was a kid, and it was seriously like a stick and a string.
yeah, exactly.
Shooting other sticks.
Yeah, and that's it too. So, but yeah, it's good. We got them in here. I do a free water with everybody that comes in too. It's just one of those things, like it's the little things like you were just talking about the RC Cola pop machine here, and I was thinking about selling it. You guys are like, man, that's that's cool, and it works.
Yeah.
Kids yell at me because they're like, Dad, you don't stock it, no pop in it, So there's just like all those little things to make it so it's it's family based. Like you don't want to feel like you're walking into a corporate store.
Yeah, and it definitely doesn't even feel like that. I mean, it feels like when you walk in, it's like home, and that is what you want out of an archery shop.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You don't want to feel pressure like, you got somebody hanging over you. What do you want? What are you doing? This.
Yeah.
And it's like, come in, shoot. Like, that's another thing too, is like, if you haven't shot a bow, like, right. I put my personal bow in your hand when you walked in here.
Yeah.
PSE, mock carbon 1, stealth carbon 1.
Yeah. By the way, if you've not shot like a PSE carbon bow, you need to come out and shoot one. I shot Thomas's like personal bow, and it's at 82 pounds, which I usually only shoot 70, and it felt like 70 pounds. It was, yeah, I might be buying one.
And that's the thing. I mean, all the bows here, I put a whisker biscuit on here. They all have D loops. Come out and shoot something. Like if there's something that you're wondering, how's it feel in my hand? How's the draw cycle? How's the valley? How's the back wall? What type of hand shock or noise does it have? The only way you can decide if it's for you or not is either listen to other people or come experience it for yourself.
Yeah, but that's the thing though too. Like if you're gonna listen to other people, then you're not gonna experience anything.
Exactly, yeah.
Because let's go to the movie thing. You can go and see a movie and say that it's great and all this other stuff, and then someone else sees it and they're like, oh, that was crap.
Yep.
So I mean, you have to go and experience it for yourself. Like
Yeah,
you
and
gotta
that's-
have it in your hands.
Why we have the variety we have, right? So like we just got in all the new darts. So we got the new Prelude, we got the new Velocity 35. Both of those bows were voted within the top 3 to 5 bows for Lancaster and Bow Hunter Planet this year. So phenomenal. The ratings they're getting. We've got the new target bows from Bowtech, the Reckoning 36 and 39. We've got a whole line of elites coming in the next probably 4 or 5 weeks. We'll have their new Error Carbon. We'll have the Omnia. Got new Bowtech carbons coming back in. The ones we already got in sold out as fast as I can get them in. I mean, there's just so many new bows out there, and it's like anything else. It's the fit and finish. It's like,
Yeah.
how's it feel to you?
Yep.
It's Arrows we can match, you know, I mean, we can change arrows, we can figure out what flies best, you know, broadheads, all that kind of stuff releases. But when it comes to a bow, it's just like putting on a pair of pants, right? It's like, it's either you really love them and it's like, man, these are my favorite pair of pants, right? Or you're just like, yeah, it'll get me through the day.
Yep.
For me, I don't want a bow that's just going to get me through the day. You know, I want something I know that I can count on. It's going to shoot the way I want it to shoot. I don't have to tune it or adjust it every 3 months like some of the products out there are. And I can count on it. Like I pull my old Chris Kyle out of the case. I haven't shot it in almost 2 years, pulled it out, drew it back, shot, and I put 3 on top of each other in the X at 20. I'm like, okay, it's good. You know, so
Yeah.
it's like knowing that actually, you know, is something that you're investing in long term. You know, I've had a couple of people come in, well, I don't want to spend that much because I don't know if it's the one for me, right? Well, let's figure out which one is for you. So you're only spending once, right? I say spend once, cry once, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's better to buy what you want now instead of buying something just to get you by and then losing that money and that time and then buying what you really wanted in the end, right? But
Yep.
the only way you can do that is if you actually come in and try stuff out. So, but that's just my thought.
So if someone wants to come in and do all that, what days are you open and what hours are you open?
So we're open 7 days a week now, which it's never been that way. So me personally, I'm here on Mondays and Wednesdays, except for when I'm out of town. So I'll be out of town the next 2 weeks. So Ryan will be in here, counter guy, great young guy, learning. He can do basic archery tech stuff. He is not a certified archery tech, just not gonna, even try to bullshit anybody about that. Like you'll know when you talk to him, like he's eager to learn and he's here and he's growing. So give him some patience. You can always drop your bow off or drop anything you want off with the name and number, what you like on it. And then when I come in or my other archery tech comes in, we can take a look at it. So feel safe leaving your stuff here. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's going to go up on the rack and it'll be perfectly fine and we'll get you taken care of. And we have people dropping off their bows every week. So, and sometimes they're here for 2 days, sometimes they're here for 2 weeks. I've actually got a bow up here. A guy dropped off about 4.5 weeks ago, and he just never came back and got it yet. So, I mean, some people are good. It's out of season, right? So they're like, yeah, I don't need it right now. But so Mondays, Wednesdays we're open 3:30 till 8. Tuesdays and Fridays we're open 12:30 till 8. Thursdays we're open 5 to 8, and then Saturdays and Sundays we're open 10 to 6.
That is awesome.
So try to make it for the working man, right? So the hours before used to be from 10 to 5. Tuesday through Saturday. And that doesn't work for me, never worked for me. Even being self-employed, I wasn't wanting to come here, at 10 in the morning or while I was out or driving back through at night. I'll be like, oh, it's 6:30. I don't want to deal with traffic. I'll pull in the archery shop. Well, it's closed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, most people are getting out of work at 5,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's like we had to expand the hours to that way it was more open and usable for everybody, not just for a certain amount of.
Archery hunters, listen up. If you find yourself in the heart of King County, do yourself a favor and stop in at Rock Creek Archey, located in Tukwila. They have everything you need if you're just beginning to the sport or you've been shooting for 20 years, even an indoor shooting range. Or check them out at rockcreekarchery.com.
Yeah, and that's a huge change. Because I remember, so my buddy Mike, he bought a bow from here. And we're, scrambling to get over here. And we're just a mile down the street. And we're like, oh my gosh, the traffic was all terrible. We're like, we're not going to make it.
Right.
We're
Because
calling.
it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we're calling. We're like, oh man, we might not make it. And he was like, oh, just get here when you get here. I'll be open. But now with these hours extended, that is fantastic because, yes, those are, more for the working person so that they can get in here and, get what they need or get the information that they need. Yeah, that is perfect.
And we're looking, come springtime, we'll hopefully be able to get to a point to where it's 12:30 to 8 every day. Just right now with my schedule, with my kids, with school and stuff, and I like to be in here. Like I enjoy it. So that's why I make sure I'm in here at least 2 days a week. But I'm
Who
in here.
doesn't want to talk about archery and hunting or whatever
Right? Yeah,
it may
right?
be,
And get in here, shoot, mess around,
Yeah.
be able to play with stuff,
Oh my
It's like-
gosh.
So
That'd be
it is fun.
fantastic.
Yes, I will say that. It's a break from the normal chaos of life.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an outlet. I come in here, I get here a couple hours before I open, I jump on the assault bike, I shoot some arrows, I just do a little bit of just, connecting back with
Yeah,
myself.
the death bike.
Yes.
Yeah, those things are.
So, but it's just one of those things because like I'm big, so I do coaching and consulting full time. That's what pays my bills. So I do 4 dimensional life coaching and then business consulting. I've been doing that for years. I've coached over 2,300 men and women, certified in a few different programs, including like Wake Up Warrior, Unbeatable Mind, 100X. And then I built my own platform on the back end of all that. And one of the biggest thing is mindset, and this is a place to where you can come and really connect with yourself and get your mind clear and just disconnect from everything else going on in life. Is when you pick up a bow and you pull back and you release that first arrow, it's just like something clicks inside you, whether it's inside, whether it's outside, whether you're hunting, whether you're target shooting, right? It's just something clicks that, more like a freedom, like, okay, I'm in my place.
Yep.
It's the same for me with working out too, but when I get to put both of them together, it's like a win-win. I'm like, heck
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's a double whammy right here.
Yep. Run, lift, shoot.
Yes.
Yep. I've been on that program now for a while, and if you can do all that right here in one spot, because like when I have to do that, I have to go into a whole bunch of different places, and then finally I get home and I'll shoot in the back, for a little bit. But if you can do it all in one spot, that's what you want.
That's the big picture with the new place too. Once I find a place and I expand into that 45 to 60 yard spot, is to have a little kind of like mini gym, right? And have a little spot even for kids, like a little play area type thing, to where you can come there, bring your kids, they can play around with the weight equipment, or they can play in the play area, or they could shoot with you. I just ordered 12 Genesis bows for kids. And
Oh, yeah.
Or prisms. And then I've got some other elite bows coming. So I'm looking at expanding the rental line too, to where with the Genesis bows, especially for the little kids, I mean, you can get all the way down to a 6-7-year-old and start shooting. All three of my kids actually all started shooting before they were 6.
This section of the broadcast is brought to you by Burpaw, burpaw.com.
Use Ridge 15 at checkout to receive a sweet discount.
Yeah, both of mine were shooting fairly young. They kind of went away from it for a little while. My oldest, he doesn't like to pick up his bow at all. He likes to shoot his rifle. So I was like, you know what? That's all right. At some point, you'll come back to the bow, because we have it's a diamond, but I mean, it can go from like 5 pounds to 55 pounds or something like that. So, I mean, he can shoot that till he wants to get his own, until he's paying for his own
Exactly.
bow. So, that's, man.
Well, and that's
Perfect.
That's the, like with your son. So my middle daughter is opposite. Like, she'd rather shoot her bow than a gun. She's like, Dad, do we have to go shoot guns? She's like, can't we just go shoot our bows? And I'm like, well, if you want to, but I mean, she's good at it. And, it's, we just had somebody else walk in, but she just enjoys that, that camaraderie of just, shoot, go up, get your arrows out, come back, talk, and just kind of go through that process.
Okay. That is awesome. But, we're actually starting to get kind of busy here. Thomas is looking around like, oh, man, I got to get in there. So I'm going to close it out. So thank you, Thomas, for having me here. Rock Creek Archery, if you are in the Tukwila area, please come by and just see what's in the shop. Come by and grab your bow, or if you need a bow, or if you need anything, just come by and check it out. You'll go back to the hours and check out the hours and everything. But, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. And all of our updates are on Instagram and Facebook. So if you're ever looking to figure out what we have going on, just go check us out.
That's right. Rock Creek Archery on Instagram and Facebook. So, all right, everybody, that will be the end of our podcast. Remember, you can listen to all these podcasts pretty much anywhere where podcasts are at. So Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, any of them. So check us out. And, this will be the first episode of 2023.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you. And everybody, like and subscribe and leave a comment. We really like to know what you want to hear and what we can work on to bring you what you want to listen to in the future. So thank you very much, and everybody have a good one.